Action. I record.
Oh my fucking.
Then we'll hold it. Sorry, guys. This is the malfunctioning that we have to go through every time with this guy. It's a never a dull moment, I promise you. And you got the camera crooked. That's crazy.
Nigga, I told you to fix it.
Oh my god.
You son of
This
a
is
gun.
Calamity.
Alright.
No knees. No
Let's do
knees,
this
dude.
shit, though.
Nigga looking tacky with the knees on. You got
Is
the
the-
ashy knees on the
Damn, nigga.
My dog got the ashy knees on
Is the red one rolling right now?
Yeah, that one's rolling.
Okay. Alright, this one's gonna start rolling. No.
Alright, cool. Alright. Like, these are gonna be our worst episodes ever, but they're gonna be organic. It's funny because it's like, damn, that was where we came from, and we came from there to here.
Right.
So, guys, welcome, episode 3. On that note, you get to see me, myself, Carrington Brathwaite, and my guy Trini Elevate here again on the 3rd episode of our podcast, The Uncle I Never Had. And this is our collective right here. He's got his solo gig going on. I got my solo gig going on, but this is where we come and we
come together and we share knowledge and wisdom and our experiences to not only help y'all elevate, but this helps us too, just, expressing ourselves and just coming together. So exactly. We appreciate y'all. Remember, leave ideas for episodes. And, just spark conversation in the comments section. We want to hear from y'all.
We want to make this as interactive as possible. You guys are part of our journey just the way that we're a part of your journey. So it's like we're going to be knowing each other by the end of this. So what are we talking about? Affirmations. Tell me what you know about affirmations.
What I know about affirmations, basically, you use them to dispel negative beliefs and negative programming. Most of our lives, I don't know if you guys ever seen the iceberg that says 10% of our lives is conscious and the other 90% is subconscious. Your subconscious are the automatic habits that we have. So like when you get up and you brush your teeth without even thinking about it, that's a subconscious habit. But unfortunately a lot of us have negative programming of lack and fear and things like I'm not good enough. So what positive affirmations does is comes in and gets rid of those negative beliefs, replacing them with positive ones, so thus transforming your actions. So that's so that's what I know about affirmations.
I heard everything that you were saying, but I couldn't help to think about when you said when we brush our teeth is not part of my subconscious. I have to actually be conscious of that.
That's like Beth be singing like that.
Yeah, well, okay, damn, you got me. But the thing is, also, I'm like, because I like my mornings will vary based on what it is I'm doing. So
yeah,
part of like the conscious programming is I know I do breathing techniques in the morning, use most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I'm scrambling, so I'm like, okay, boom, do I go get my coffee? Now I'm just implementing new habits to where is okay, I'm gonna drink my smoothie instead, and then I'm gonna think about what it is that I need to do while I'm doing it. So I don't really have so much of a subconscious programming, which is a good thing, but in a lot of things they're there. And he's right, because it's like you do a lot of things that you have built up habits of doing, which I've noticed. Like this is what I do. Like I'm literally sometimes on autopilot, but it's being conscious, reminding yourself of the things that you want to do, being intentional, going back to what we were saying before in the previous episode.
Yeah.
The intentionality of it is very crucial because that right there could lead to conscious programming, and the conscious programming eventually leads to the subconscious programming. So what you're saying on affirmations, very profound, powerful. But the only way that you could program the subconscious is being more conscious.
You gotta be aware. And what you were just saying about being on autopilot. Now, it's not a bad thing to be on autopilot if it's for the right things. right? Because you don't want to be on autopilot and eating Twinkies all day on autopilot. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
nice, but then you won't have the best life,
It's a
best
gift and a
health.
curse. Exactly. Then you're gonna be calling him, and then you're gonna be calling me because
Right.
he
You need health
provides.
insurance, then you need life insurance, which are both necessities.
Absolutely. So, on that note, now that you said the subconscious programming, conscious programming, what do you do as far as when it comes to affirmations in your scenario, on your day to day? How do they make an impact on your life?
So you're asking like how do I incorporate them into my life, or how do they impact me?
Both.
Okay. All right. So
You just asked us, bro. Listen, this is stuff I'm talking about. He's so good. He had me thinking about what I had to say.
so all right. First, how do I go about incorporating? How do I utilize them in my life? So one thing I've started doing is playing affirmations as I go to sleep. Because right when you're just about to go to sleep and when you're just waking up, you're in a brain waves called I believe it's theta, right? Theta is when that's where you're at when you're up till about 7 years old. That's why children are so easily programmed. That's why I have to be very conscious around children, what we're doing consistently around them, because that's programming them for life, right? So what I do is when I get in, I play affirmations when I'm drifting to sleep. So, while I'm in theta, they're getting embedded in my subconscious. And they're even playing while I'm sleeping too. Then when I wake up, I I actually do verbal affirmations. What I say them verbally, right? Which is very powerful, using your own voice. And word of advice to you guys and to you too, Carrington, if you don't do it already, is don't just say the affirmations. You have to feel the affirmations, and you have to think about supporting evidence of those affirmations. So if you say to yourself, I am good enough, I am worthy, I am great, you have to think about instances in life where that is a supported fact, right? That you are great, you know? So yeah, and I also do candle meditations too, where I light a candle, and I know it sounds weird, right? Real woo wooey.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Well,
I understand.
there's a science behind it, but yeah, you light a candle, you stare at the candle, because the candle's vibrating at a certain frequency, and it does something. There's science behind it. You gotta check it out, look it up. But you play that, you meditate on the candle, and you play the affirmation, right, and in the same time. So that's another form I do, and just throughout the day, throughout the day. And I notice you have affirmations, set up around the place, written down, which is definitely something I want to start incorporating too. Hopefully my cats don't jump and destroy him, but that's
It probably will.
yeah, probably
It
will,
probably
right?
will. You already thought it.
Right. But yeah, so those are the methods I utilize currently. Always subject to change, but that's what I'm doing right now. And how they impacted my life is, they've definitely changed my actions. I feel more confident. I feel more competent. Um, and I definitely feel the difference in my life. And if you ask people that know me, they can definitely see the fruit of it. So yeah, they've definitely impacted me in a very positive way. What
That's
about you?
powerful.
I'm asking you the same question.
Well, since you brought it up, and that's actually the basis for what we're talking about today, this episode, is the affirmations, in part due to the company I work for, PHP. That is something that we're consistent about as a company. Myself, I'm getting there. I understand the power and the importance of visual aid representations, just like me writing on a post-it note and putting it up around my house, is to help me to hit these achievements in which I know I need to for the job. So it's the constant reminders to get programmed my subconscious. I think that's also why, and it's funny because it's like you could base something off of the productivity that you see right there, but we're so instant gratification type people.
Hmm.
But you don't see what it does long term. And so when you see what it does long term, the only way you could do that is over time. So I think it does something because what I notice on a day to day basis, now that we're talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly immersing myself, especially when we go out in front of crowds, in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly bringing up what it is that I do with intentionality.
Right.
My part That's part of my job to
Yeah.
make others aware, spread the good news, spread the word. Also, let them know what my company, like PHP Under Integrity, does. And so that's part of me. That's what I am. That's what I embody. So those are some of the things I do. Post notes all around the house. Okay. On top of that, I don't do the speaking as much as I should,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I need to do a lot more of. It even speaks of it in the Bible,
Mm.
right? Do you know where that is?
I know um the tongue is sharper than a sword, so there's a reference to that. The word is
That's
alive and active, sharper than a two-edged sword.
that's a great one right there. Yeah, but so what you speak is very powerful. We know this. Okay, so you speak things up into existence, and they say the likelihood of it manifesting becomes greater because vibrations is very powerful. Frequencies is very powerful.
Energy, frequency, vibration.
Exactly. That's what colors are. Colors are vibrations. Colors are frequency. Sounds are vibrations, frequency. Everything really is vibrational frequency. Your thoughts are vibrational frequency. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if they're really two one and the same. I don't know if I'm saying the same thing back and forth because it's like vibrational frequency. I say that so there's emphasis. There's a reason why I'm saying that. So if we know that, I need to do a little bit more of that because I think that right there interjects into myself something that I affirm to myself also. So I could bring that in existence a little bit more closer, but it's also supposed to resonate with your thoughts.
In the spoken word, like that's why they say speak things into existence. Because when you say something enough times, that's you're creating that reality for self, and then your actions are gonna attract that reality to you. So that's why that's why, guys, it's very important to speak good things about yourself because you want good things to be attracted into your life. Don't constantly be saying I'm worthless, I'm ugly, I'm this. Even if you are ugly, no,
What?
you're not.
You
No, I'm not.
not. You not.
No, I'm
You
not.
not. I don't know why that was funny to me. He's just a funny guy. Like he
I,
keeps me laughing. But you're right. You're right. I think that's one of the things that we don't really talk about, and I want to bring that up now that you brought that up very naturally. We have to get rid of self-talk, negative self-talk. That
right.
is,
Yeah.
and I think that should be the point of where we should go towards.
Mm-hmm.
Is how we feel about self.
Yeah, I hate to cut you up, but I don't want to lose this thought.
All right, Kanye.
Talk to your yeah. Shout out to Ye. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. You know what I mean? Would I say that to my best friend that I'd want to see be great? My bad. I didn't want to lose that thought.
No, I love that. It was good. You want the mic too? No, I'm. He's like, I got one. I got one. Yes, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. The thing is, with negative self-talk, that's how we could be our own worst enemy. Okay, so the thoughts, we know the thoughts are they could be very helpful in aiding in anything that we do, but they could also very well be discouraging in everything that we do. Literally, like it's because of our own thoughts and our own self-talk is why we and don't do the things that we know that we need to or the things that we should. And not even that is why we don't feel as good about ourselves as we should.
Mhm.
I think that makes the biggest difference. So if you change your self talk, and it's so crazy that you brought this up today,
Mhm.
it really is. I don't know if I talked to you last night when we were talking about
Mhm.
the negative self talk. Did we talk about it at all? Okay,
Not
then
that I
that right there
recall.
is confirmation. Because at the end of the day, I thought about this the other day in terms of I wrote this down actually. It's in my journal.
Mhm.
Yeah, I journal, guys. You can make fun of me, but I think journaling is a
Nah, it's
big
powerful.
big
Journaling
part
is
of mental
powerful.
health, and it just reminds me I need to buy another one.
Oh,
So
you keep a
if you
diary,
guys
bro?
have, I do keep a diary
Nah,
and my man purse,
nah, I'm messing with you. Journaling is
and I
powerful,
do
y'all.
it
Don't get
in
it
my
twisted.
slippers too. So the thing is that reminds me. So I do need to get another journal. I just ran out to my last page. So if you guys have one, you can let me know. We can, but I said this too. I said I think the way in which I've been operating in more so lately has been in large part due to my awareness. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go back to that. But I said in my journal the other day, my negative self-talk has gotten better. I've refined a lot of things that I used to say to myself, subconsciously and consciously.
Mm-hmm.
I used to literally talk bad to myself, even when
Mm-hmm.
I make a mistake and do something. I used to do that a lot more. Now I do that a lot less. I only encourage you to be a little bit more self aware about how you speak to yourselves.
Right.
Because when you do that, you can literally change the trajectory of how you feel
Yeah.
and how you act and how you portray yourself to other people. How you feel within is what other people will feel for you on the way out
And
as
don't
well.
be naive either. Like, if you do something really stupid or do something stupid at all, like, you acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Don't be like, don't just brush it off like nothing ever happened. But then what follows that is what matters the most. Don't keep beating yourself up over and over for days and weeks and calling yourself this, that, and the third, such an idiot, da da da. No, you made a mistake or whatever the case may be. And, you learn from it, forgive yourself, and move on.
Perfect. Case in point. We rerun old tapes of our past to ourselves subconsciously, not even being aware of it. That's what also traumas are. So when you realize what our traumas are, what your traumas are, then you can only shift that mindset, that perspective, how you think, how you view, how you talk to yourself. What are those things that are holding you back from you being the best version of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I asked that to myself by asking that to you as well. So I'm doing the work here with you. I encourage that everybody do a little therapy, not just a little bit, but get into the root of the cause, why that self talk comes about. So we talked about what affirmations are, what self talk is, the power and the importance of speaking vibrations of good and bad. Okay, and then on top of that, the self talk and where is it coming from? Why are we talking like that to ourselves? I think when you start to match all of those things up and get to the root of the
Yeah.
cause, then you can only make a breakthrough then.
Right.
When you start to work on that old stuff from the past that you beat yourself up
Mm.
over, that's when you could go forward. It sucks because a lot of us, myself included, don't like to venture into the past. But when we
Right.
start to do that, then we can only elevate towards the future.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, especially in the spiritual communities, I do consider myself a spiritual person. It's always, only about the now, the power of now, Eckhart Tolle, right?
Eckhart
Which I
Tolle,
completely
great book.
agree with. But to get to the root, you have to bring the past into the now and pinpoint what it is. Maybe your dad left you when you were younger, so now you feel like you're not good enough. Um, to elevate in life, or just whatever, you just feel like you're not good enough because your dad leaving when you were younger, whatever the thing is. But I completely wholeheartedly agree with being present, but the past does matter. You have to deal with the past. You have to bring those, because it's uncomfortable, right? And humans were wired to only seek comfort, right, and run away from pain. But it's within the pain, we talk about this all the time, this is a whole nother episode, it's in the pain and uncomfortability where the growth is. So I think we're coming up on time here, guys. We don't want to waste all the space, the limited space we got in our recording devices. So yeah.
You're gonna let them know that? Yeah, of course we are, because we're very transparent about this. Guys. We're doing this. That camera's on the chair. That camera's on the stand. That camera's on the chair. I'm just exposing it right now. We got that light right there. It's on.
I just don't want
It's
the
not
episode
even
to
a
get
full
messed
light.
up.
it's supposed to have 2 bulbs in that light. We got 1 bulb. We're sharing light here, and then we got another light right there.
We got ghetto setups right now. You know what I'm
Our
saying?
setup is ghetto. My table doesn't really look like this. I don't even know we got the table on camera, but I had to move a bunch of stuff. I do have some post-it notes, so we're very transparent about this. We got the meditation music in the background, you know, to add to the effect. So we're just letting you know the surrounds.
I don't think they can hear it though.
You can't hear it. Oh
Yeah, because our
probably
mics are over here. Yeah.
But I want to leave you with a message, and with that being said, I want to say one thing, and then I know you want to say one thing, because I know that will be our time at the end of it. So, with the pain, right? I want to name drop. I want to drop a very
You sure? Think about who. Well, think about this before you do it.
a good name drop, like somebody who's doing this in life. He's, you know, already established.
Okay. All right.
You never know.
It's your neck on the
might
line.
be
I'm
another
playing.
sponsor. Might be another. Well, I think it's everybody. Everybody listens to
No, I'm
him.
playing with you.
You know, it's and who's the guy? I say it, and you'll know it. He's like, just keep going. You know, like he's yelling a lot in his videos, but he's saying a great message. Goggins, right? Great guy, great guy. But I want to leave you with this. And this is what stuck out to me when I listened to a video recently. He said in his Navy SEAL training, there was one point in time he was holding a boat. They're holding a boat. It sucks, you know, and they're dealing with, you know, all being wet in water, and literally him and his squad is holding the boat, and they got to hold it. He was struggling so hard to stay where he was at in that moment. That was a defining moment because it was literally like to the point of exhaustion. They were tired, wet, cold, just going through the motion, right? But for he thought for a little bit in his mind. He was like, "Okay, this sucks, but what can I do? Should I give up and seek the little bit of comfortability and being warm and clothed in a blanket and a towel and be warm? But what happens after you seek that comfortability and being warm in that time? What happens? Right after that, he says, then I would go back to the life that I had, which was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
It was a painful life. What did I have? Nothing.
Yeah.
Or stick this out, not only for myself, but for my team, and to get forward and get through it so that I could go have the life that I never had before.
Yeah.
So I say that's the one thing I leave with you today. That was David Goggins. And that reminded me of sometimes when we're going to go through something, when we're going through the suck, we're going through the hurt, we're going through the pain, the uncomfortable times of whatever it is that you're dealing with, keep going. Because on the other side of that, there's a win. And that win could bring you to a whole nother stratosphere in life.
Yeah. So we'll leave y'all with this. Too much comfort will actually lead to more pain. Being stuck in your comfort zone in the bigger picture will lead to pain and suffering. So that's the gem we leaving with y'all today. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, leave comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and just your thoughts on what we're doing. So peace, love, and blessings.
Love you all.
Y'all be good.
You guys take care.
Yo, we gotta get a timer, bro. I'm tired of shit.
That's what we forgot to do. How long is it?
24 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty long. All right.